Well, I'm ready. I'm taking the video. Okay.
Do fish have feelings? I think so. There are many organizations and laws put into place to protect, control, protest, and even prosecute the inhumane or cruel treatment of animals. This includes domestic, wild, livestock, and even animals used as research. However, this almost always excludes cold-blooded species, such as fish. Why? As many pescatarians or Nirvana fans might say, it's okay to eat fish because they don't have any feelings. As an avid fisherwoman and aquarium enthusiast, along with scientific research, I have come to the conclusion that fish do in fact have feelings. In order to recognize whether or not fish do or do not in fact have feelings, we first need to define what is meant by the term feelings. First, there is the physical perception of sensation, like pain. If you take a fish out of water, poke it with a sharp stick, or inadvertently hook it through the eye, there is an obvious awareness to the sensation. They actually react in a way similar to other animals that have the brain, say similar brain capacity, which feelings in that species are never in question. When fish are infected with parasites or diseases such as ick, it is very common to observe them rubbing against rocks or plants to seemingly alleviate their discomfort. In accordance to my theory that fish do have feelings, scientific researchers have also found profound behavioral and physiological changes in rainbow trout whose lips they have injected with acid. No feelings? I think not. On the other hand, there are emotional feelings. And like physical feelings, of course, fish are not going to feel them in the same complex way that we as humans do, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have them in their own fishy kind of way. The best argument I have for this point is research done in schooling fish varieties. In several species, when a fish is taken out of a school and placed in a separate aquarium, it will seemingly sulk at the bottom of the tank, refusing to eat and eventually dying. The same types of fish put back in with the school, before they're dead, of course, seem to return to their healthy, normal, fishy activities. Separation anxiety, depression, loneliness, how do we know? So where does the disconnect come from? I'm not a hunter, but I've never killed anything. I even had trouble with the unfortunate mouse that I found on the sticky trap that was not quite dead. But I have spent countless hours on the boat, at the lake, or on the river, trying to hook one of these guys in the lip, or eye, sometimes it happens, without a second thought. Hook 'em, reel 'em in, shove that stringer through their gills, later to be beheaded, filleted, and enjoyed with a beer and some tartar sauce. Now, there was a time when I accidentally caught a catfish, and I don't know if anybody is a cat fisherman, but they squeak. a lot. And this is the first fish that I have caught that I felt bad for. I felt empathy for this fish because it was making all these squeaky noises. Is it the cold-blooded species' inability to squeak, squawk, cry, or whimper that has cost them their consideration for humane treatment by us? It seems that the less an animal is able to convey their feelings, the more we are able to disconnect and think that they do not exist. The dumber we think they are, the easier it is for us to disregard them. So, we would not hook an acorn up, toss it out in our yard, and catch a squirrel through the lips, reel it in, and then throw it back in the tree. Unless it was big enough, and then we would, mount it and hang it on our wall so we could brag about it to all our friends. But we seem to think that fishing is a great leisurely activity, sport, and even a family-friendly activity. Will I probably ever stop fishing? No. Do I think that these animals deserve at least the consideration that we give to the chickens that supply us with our nuggets? Absolutely. And when, or if, I ever catch that huge northern, musky, largemouth bass, I might just shed a tear of happiness.